Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Demon Hunter, the debut studio album by the band Demon Hunter. Today we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the record, so I've decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I actually have a funny story regarding how I found out about this band. Back in 2008, I was a massive fan of the band 36 Crazy Fists, especially their vocalist Brock, and I was searching for songs that had him on the vocals, and one of those songs was Beauty Through the Eyes of a Predator from the second Demon Hunter album, Summer of Darkness. It was the first song I've heard from this band, and to this day it remains my favorite. The song was so good that I had to check the rest of the discography, and I've been listening to this band ever since. Nowadays I mostly hear them in the video game Killing Floor 2, where they have like 13 songs on the soundtrack. Great game, I recommend it. This album was produced by Aaron Sprinkle, he also produced the next one, and it's the only Demon Hunter album where they play in drop C. Rest of the discography is drop B or below. The most interesting fact about this record is that the vocalist Ryan Clark plays guitar on it. It's the only record where he does play guitar. His brother plays on bass, he later switched to guitar on the next albums, and Jesse is the drummer here. He was only drummer for the first two albums, then he left the band. Let's start the review. The production is tight, I really like it, it's punchy and clean at the same time. The message is diverse, songs are about various topics, but all of them are about Christianity and Jesus. As you may know, I am not religious, so I see those lyrics in a different light. To me, these songs are mostly about faith relationships and having problems in your life, but I understand that the real message behind it is about God. Music is art, you can interpret it however you want. The music on this record is mostly nu metal with some metalcore elements. It sounds like it was mostly influenced by Slipknot, Iowa and Deftones around the Fur album. That's just how I feel about it. The structure is basic, nothing fancy, typical intro, verse, chorus, bridge, outro stuff. The album opens with the song Screams of the Undead. I think it's the best song on the record. I adore the guitar riffs here, especially the intro. Everything before the first verse is beautiful. The outro is just heavy and full of emotions. I love the screaming vocals on this track, but I am not a big fan of the singing here. It actually brings the song down quite a bit. The instrumental work on the other hand was just great. So 9 out of 10. I Have Seen Where It Grows is a song that you can hear in the Killing Floor 2 game. The instrumental work here is on the same level as the previous songs, and the vocals are mostly great. Again, I am not a fan of the chorus, the singing doesn't sound right to me. Everything else, great, so 8 out of 10. Infected is another song that is featured in the Killing Floor 2 game. I love everything about this song except the chorus. The chorus has awful singing, and the instrumental work in the chorus wasn't so good as well. Everything else was fun and interesting. 7 out of 10. My Throat is an open grave. I like the atmosphere of this song, and the vocals are mostly good, but it's kinda a little bit too repetitive for my taste, so 7 out of 10. Through the Black is a song that for me has the best vocal performance on the record. I love the singing and screaming on this one. I wish the instrumental work was slightly better. It's not as good as the first song on the album, and it's more like on the second track. Amazing, but it could have been so much more. I definitely vibe to this one and I really enjoy listening to it. 8 out of 10. Turn Your Back and Run is another song that is featured in Killing Floor 2 game. I love the instrumental work here, but yet again the vocals aren't that great. The screaming is on point, it reminds me of Corey Taylor from the Iowa album, but the singing is just not in my taste. 8 out of 10. And The Sky Went Red is not a song, it's an intro without any vocals or instruments. It's basically worthless. I always hate these kinds of things on the records. Why are you wasting 30 seconds of my life? Fuck this shit, 0 out of 10. As We Wept is the weakest song on the record. The instrumental work is bland and just boring, to be honest. It seems like a filler, the vocals are mediocre at best, it's just a weak track. For me it's average, I don't care for it, I will not replay it, I only listen to it because of this review. 5 out of 10. A broken upper hand is the biggest disappointment on this record, because this could have been the best Demon Hunter song, but it was raped because of that shitty chorus. My god, listen to that chorus. Why are you singing like this? Is this some fucking country music? No, this is metal, what are you doing? Especially when the verses are the best parts like on the entire album. This song has so much energy in the verses and the final outro bridge part. It's so fun to listen to. It's that classic nu metal vibe, and then you get that awful chorus. Why have you done this to this song? This could have been 11 out of 10, but because of the singing in the chorus I just cannot stand it. It's so bad. I hate when songs turn out like this. The first minute of the track you're in love with it, but then the chorus happens and you have a mental breakdown basically. This is just 8 out of 10 because the verses and everything is so good, especially the instrumental work, the vocals, but then the chorus happens and it has shitty instruments and even worse singing. So yeah, just 8 out of 10. Also, I forgot to mention that the breakdown in the song Infected, you know, the final part of the track, is the same melody from Deftones' Mascara song. I remembered this because the final song on the album, The Gauntlet, sounds just like something Deftones would have done. Instrumentally, there's nothing wrong with this song, I like those Deftones vibes. Vocally, it's mostly great, but some verses are just boring. I think it's a great song, so 8 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is various and the flow is disrupted. There are 2 songs that you're going to skip, that shitty intro and As We Wept. Replayability, yes, it's a good album. If you're a religious person, I'm sure the lyrics also mean a lot to you, so you can even bump it higher to great, but for me it's just good. I especially loved the first song and A Broken Upper Hand. Even when it has that shitty chorus, it's still a great song that I like to replay. And Through the Black is also the highlight of this record, very good song. And those from Killing Floor 2, I Have Seen Where It Grows, Turn Your Back and Run, even Infected. If you're a fan of this band and you've never listened to this album, then check it out, it's worth your time. I especially like the fact that it's mostly a nu metal album. The only flaw that I see here is the vocals, especially the singing, which is very weird because some of the singing is very good and some of it is just atrocious. That's all from me. Celebrate the anniversary by spinning this record, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my other reviews. Bye!